Hello, guys. Welcome to M&S, and I am Matt. Where's... Guys, I don't have Will today. And this is also, not the shifter? What? And we're also not talking about NASCAR. Matt not talking about NASCAR on this channel? I thought only Will did that with his very highly viewed football videos. Guys, he's totally not behind the camera right now, staring at me menacingly. Today we're going to be taking a look at the NBA and why maybe their TV ratings are struggling. And does the NBA suck now? Well, to answer your question, first off, I want to preface with this. It is not the players' fault at all. These are some of the most highly talented basketball players we have ever seen in the sport. Possibly the highest. I'm biased to the mid-2010 crowd because I think that's just the perfect balance. And yes, I know that in the 90s movement or whatever is going on right now, I'm not saying that those guys are plumbers. I just don't think they're as talented. Dad, don't kill me if you watch this. I still love you. Yes, I'm bringing that to my solo videos too. But my point here is I don't know if it's a marketing problem. I don't know if it's because the players don't play defense anymore, because that rumor is true, guys. Or if it's, just the crowd and who's watching nowadays. Maybe the fans aren't as passionate. What is wrong with the NBA, and how can we fix it? I'm going to take some ideas from you guys in the comments, too. Does anybody really watch the NBA's regular season anymore outside of the highlights? I have friends that watch the NBA and claim to be diehard fans. They don't really watch the games. I'll look at them. They'll be looking on their phone. They're like, oh, I'm watching the basketball game. I'll look. There'll be a freaking ESPN scoreboard on their phone watching the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, Terry, that's directed at you. Basketball, I used to watch every Atlanta Hawks game, 82 games, plus the playoffs, because back then, guys, we were a lock for the playoffs every year. I know as a Hawks fan now, you don't really experience that because Trae Young and DeJounte Murray just don't know what defense are. But now I can barely stomach to watch one non-Hawks playoff game, and most of the time it has to be them playing one of the old guys like the Lakers or the Suns to get to watch KD or LeBron, because I'm like, well, at least I get out of this getting to watch maybe one of their final seasons, Or the same goes with Steph Curry and the Warriors. That's basically the only time I watch regular season basketball is if I'm watching LeBron, Curry, or KD. And that's not because of the product that I'm watching. That's because of the name, and I want to get to watch some of their final games, especially LeBron. I hope he comes back next year, so maybe I can go to a Hawks-Lakers game. But at the end of the day, that's not the product that's making me watch. Hell, I even struggle to watch the finals now. And again, this isn't the players' fault. I'm going to put some of it on the fans. I'm going to put some of it on Adam Silver. I'm going to put some of it on just marketing in general. I think the biggest problem with the NBA right now is they don't think there's a problem. Okay, I know I said I wouldn't talk about NASCAR in the show, but NASCAR's on the up right now. Attendance is up. TV ratings is up. In 2018, everybody, even the company man on YouTube, made a video. NASCAR was going to die. Everybody thought NASCAR was going to die. What saved NASCAR? No, it wasn't Brian France taking narcotics. It was that they made changes to the system that the fans have been asking for. They brought back some of the old racetracks. They tried to fix the car. They made mile-and-a-half racing better than it ever had been. And yeah, maybe besides the Gym 4 era. But NASCAR is not the topic of this video. My point here is, for the NBA to get better, they have to acknowledge the problem first. Because, that's like a whole old cliche that you hear with addicts and all that stuff, or people that have anger issues. You have to acknowledge that you have a problem. And they're not doing that because all the people do in sports media is talk about them. But except they're not. They're talking about LeBron James 24/7. They're talking about Steph Curry 24/7. They're talking about KD 24/7. Who isn't even the best player on his own team, by the way. Did you know that Devin Booker existed? I bet you didn't. But, again, I'm going to tell you guys a story from a Knicks and Celtics game in the regular season that got so heated between Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Garnett that two of the biggest players in the NBA just a little over a decade ago almost got into a fight in the bus lot after the game. Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Garnett were competing so hard in this game, and at the time, much to Will's happiness over there in the corner, the Celtics were the team to beat. The Celtics and the Heat and the Lakers were on top of the world. The Lakers were starting to fall off, but the Celtics were still trying to hang on to their glory and keep up with the Heat. And then, I got to throw in the Spurs and Timmy Duncan, because Timmy Duncan respect will not be tolerated on this channel. But the problem here is they were playing Kevin Garnett, the greatest trash talker arguably in the history of the NBA. And he decided to bring up Carmelo Anthony's mama. And I tell you what, there were some things about Cheerios that were said. There were some things about moms that were said. And it almost came to blows in the parking lot. And that was the biggest story in sports for a whole week. Now the biggest story that you get in the NBA is, oh my God, did Zion Williams have sex with a porn star? Who did Anthony Edwards impregnate this week? I don't give a damn. I want to watch basketball. I don't want to watch the Jerry Springer show. What the hell? And that's the only time Anthony Edwards is really highlighted. He is one of the great young players. In fact, the Timberwolves, for the first time in their history, were the number 1 seed for most of the year. By the way, it's the Thunder now. Did you know that? Did you know that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having an MVP caliber season? No, because they're talking about the 9 and the 10 seed with the Warriors and the Lakers. But my point being is we're talking about Anthony Edwards' baby mama drama instead of his great play on the court. I think the real problem lies with sports media and the coverage of the NBA. I also think it's the fans not telling the NBA that they have a problem like NASCAR fans had 2 years ago, and eventually NASCAR finally listened. Maybe it's time for new leadership. It's not the players' fault, guys, and that's the thing that I want to hammer home here. It's sports media. It's maybe some of the fans. I know there's only so much we can do, but guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to MNS. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I hope to have some more solo videos with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been Matt, signing off for MNS.